to my channel. My name is Anna Sophia if you're new here, and I post home decor and DIY content every single Sunday. And this Sunday is so exciting. It's a collaboration video with none other than Katie Buxer. Katie makes beautiful home decor on a budget. It's always really unique and affordable DIYs, which is something that I really appreciate. So you'll definitely want to check out her channel. With that being said, let's get into our first IKEA hack. The first IKEA hack I wanted to share with you guys. This one's actually my favorite in the bunch, and that is because it is beautiful, but also it's functional, which I love. So IKEA sells something similar to this one I found on Wayfair, but it's also kind of expensive, and I don't like that you can see so much through the bottom of this storage bin. I think the point is to hide whatever's in there, right? So I think using a planter like this from IKEA makes a lot more sense. And then also you'll need some sort of a round. So you can find these on Amazon. It fits perfect in that inseam because there's a little ridge there that this will sit on. And that right there is the basics of our table. But I didn't like the colors, and I wanted to make it all really cohesive with my home. So I decided to paint all of these pieces black. So whenever you paint baskets, I recommend doing some sort of like a chalk paint first, especially on the inside, because no matter how well you spray paint the outside, if the inside is not painted well, it's gonna still show through. So in my experience, make sure that you're spending the time painting the inside very well, so then that way you get a nice seamless finish. And while that paint is drying outside, it's just time now to work on our little wooden round. Now this round, as I said before, is 14 inches across, which ends up being the perfect size for this specific planter. I'll make sure I link everything that I can. So the first thing I did was I measured and I found the center. And because I wanted some sort of a handle to be able to pick it up from the middle, or have my son be able to pick it up from the middle to access some of his toys, I needed to create a hole in the center of this round. And in order to do that, I took a 1/2 inch drill bit and just drilled a hole directly into the center. And now with that hole in the middle, before I attached the handle, just because I didn't want to get any paint on the handle, I wanted to make sure I painted the round first. Now I went back and forth with this so much, like, should I stain it or should I paint it black as well? And purposefully I went with black just because I wanted it to look like one solid piece and not sort of like mismatched. But obviously tailor this to your home and whatever works best in your home. Now, in terms of the handle, I had to figure out, okay, so we have like a rattan, we have wood. I wanted like a different sort of material, and I didn't want it to be metal. So I ended up just taking this leather strap from an old briefcase that was broken, and I think it turned out wonderfully. For the second DIY project, I'm going to share with you guys how I made these pink floral stems. Now, all you need for this project are really any faux florals that you might have. I have this set of 3 from IKEA. I've had it for years and I never use it, so I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to use it. And the inspiration from this came from Pottery Barn. It's very trendy right now to have extremely long stems, but kind of like wispy florals coming off the top of the branch. So I just went outside and I picked up a couple branches that were about 50 inches long. And as for the floral, I'm just removing just the actual flower part, and then I'm attaching it to these little prickers that are on the branch itself and applying just a small amount of hot glue so they stay put. And obviously, like I said, you could apply this to any faux florals you might have lying around your home, but these ones worked out really, really well from IKEA. So this is how they turned out. I really wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Katie and why you should subscribe to her channel. She makes not only beautiful home decor, but here is why I really love her channel. Anybody can make DIYs, right? But to execute them in a way that you can explain to an audience is a very special skill that she definitely has. Every single video of hers, I feel like, is extremely easy to follow, which I so appreciate. And also, she comes up with ideas that you don't see everybody else here on YouTube doing. So I think that that combination is why I started my channel and why I love her channel as well. So you definitely want to go check her out. Our third IKEA hack for this video is how to DIY your concrete coffee table. I say concrete with quotation marks because we're just doing like a faux concrete, not real concrete. Now, my husband did find this IKEA LAKEY table on the side of the road, texted me and asked me if I wanted it. Of course, you guys know if you've been following me, I said yes. So I had to remove the legs though because they had seen much better days, but don't worry, we have big plans for these legs in the end. After I was able to remove all those legs, they're so easy, they just screw right on and off. So I just wanted to wipe down that surface just to see what I was really working with. There's so many concrete tables out there and they're so expensive, and also I have small kids, it's dangerous, so I thought this would be a nice alternative. The first thing I'm doing is I'm applying 1 coat of Bear's Fresh Earth chalk paint. It has the nicest like olive green gray tone that really does replicate concrete base. Other colors I wanted to share with you guys in this color palette are using some acrylic matte white paint as well as terracotta and black to finish it off. Now, you could use a sponge to kind of blend all of these together, but I couldn't find a sponge that I really liked, so I just ended up using a damp paper towel to kind of mix all of those colors together to give it a really kind of textured effect that you would see on a concrete slab. What's really nice about a DIY like this is it's very customizable. If you add too much, like I think here I added too much terracotta, so I ended up going back in with Fresh Earth just to kind of give it a more gray tone instead of an orange tone. And one tip I have for you guys is if you are in the process of doing a DIY and you want to see how something would look, do it off to the side first, and then if you like how that looks, apply it to your project, because I have ruined so many DIYs just taking it one step further. So just test out whatever you're doing before you commit to doing it to your project. And once you commit, you just want to kind of step back, evaluate, take a look, see if it looks like what you want. If it's not, you know, this is a project that you can kind of keep messing with and go back and forth until you get the desired look that you like. Now, in order to seal everything in, definitely you're going to want to use either some sort of water-based polyacrylic finish or a matte clear coat of spray paint, something to make sure that you're kind of like hitting save on your work. So then that way it doesn't scratch off. Now, because obviously mine was a side of the road find and I didn't go to Ikea and buy this outright, I could have just, you know, painted the legs black if they were in good shape, but mine were not. So I had to place a little order on Amazon, and I ended up going with a hairpin style of a leg, and they were only $18 for all 4 of these, which I think is a really good price. So I just ended up screwing these all in. What was kind of nice is there was already a hole there to kind of attach some form of a leg to, so that made this part super easy. So you knew everything was symmetrical, and this is how it turned out. For the 4th and final IKEA hack for this video, this is actually going to pay an homage to Katie. She did these beautiful twisted tapered candles, and I wanted to show you guys my interpretation of this DIY. So the first thing I'm taking from Ikea are these black candlesticks, and they're beautiful as they are, but I have so many black candlesticks and I really was interested in doing some gold ones. In order to do that, I'm just taking some of my favorite gold spray paint by Krylon in metallic gold and giving that one even application. Now that the holders are all done, it's just time to do the fun part, which is the twisting of the candles, which I think is just, it's such a trendy kind of like funky DIY that I've been dying to try. So when I saw Katie do it, I knew I had to try it too. So the first thing you have to do is take your candlesticks and place them in some warm water. You want your water to be warm enough to be able to manipulate the wax, but not too warm that you start to actually melt the wax, because then you won't be able to work with it. Now it's just time for the fun part, which is the twisting and turning of all the candles. Now, obviously you can do whatever shape that you want. I'm a pretty simple person, so I didn't go super crazy with this, but I definitely pushed myself outside of my comfort zone. The only, I guess, sort of like extra tool that I used was just like a little rolling pin just to kind of flatten out one of the candles. But otherwise, I was able to use just my hands for every other aspect of this DIY. And once you are happy with the shape and you like the way that it looks, it's just time now to put it in some cold water so it can really solidify in that shape. And this is how our twisted tapered candle holders turned out. Thank you guys so much much for watching. If you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button because I post home decor and DIY content every single Sunday. And don't forget to go check out Katie's channel. She makes beautiful home decor on a budget, and I hope you guys enjoy her channel as much as I do. I will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.